Welcome students in the course on workshop or manufacturing practice. The main objective of this particular course is to give you some idea about the basic manufacturing processes. Remember, these basic manufacturing processes are very important in the industry, and manufacturing process itself is a big part of the mechanical engineering. So here uh, we from the mechanical engineering department are going to take this particular lab, and here you can see the paper code is ME1N2. So the main focus of this particular workshop is will concentrate on the manufacturing processes. Though according to your syllabus, some of the electrical and electronics work is also involved, but remember the main focus is the basic manufacturing processes. Now in this introductory lecture, I am going to tell you about this workshop. So what will be the outcome? That means at the end of this course, what we are expecting from you. I will tell you about the different shops in which you are going to work with, or teachers will try to give you a feel about the working at different workshops. I will tell you about the different safety rules in the different workshops that one should follow, and finally I will tell you the how you will be graded in this particular workshop. So let us start about the workshop. So in this workshop, you can see here in the first diagram, it is a picture of a carpentry shop. You can see some of the carpentry tools are there, and in a carpentry shop, what we generally do, we give shape to an wooden object. Here you can see you are using very sharp tools. Probably you have seen using these sharp tools that carpenters are using, but you have never tried it probably. Here you can see the casting operation, where the liquid molten metal is poured into a mold, and you can guess that its temperature, if it is cast iron, then its temperature is more than 1200 degrees centigrade. If it is aluminium, then its temperature is more than 700 degrees centigrade. So you have to actually work at such a high temperature. Here you can see these two pictures. These are pictures in our college workshop, machine shop. Here you can see teachers are describing how a milling machine works. Here you can see under the supervision of one of the teacher, here students are working on a shaper. So here you can see in a machine means there are relative motions of the different components, so always you have to be very careful. Okay, here you can see the welding is taking place, arc welding is taking place, and its temperature is more than 5000 degrees centigrade. Okay, so proper protection is to be taken during welding. Here you can see the electrical circuit is to be made, so definitely you are working with electricity, so you have to be very careful. So what we have seen from different shops is that you are actually exposed to lot of dangers. So definitely you have to be very careful when you are working in this shop. Definitely there will be a lot of excitement that you will get a chance to hand-on experience with all these shops. You are going to work on sharp tools. You are actually doing this kind of molten metal in the furnace and then poured into the mold, and you'll see the solidification in your eyes. Here you can see in the machine shop, you are actually going to shape of a metal piece. You are going to make the house wiring of yourself. you are going to weld two metal parts. So all these are different kinds of feeling that you will get in this workshop, and that probably you have not got in other labs that you have already done, maybe in your school. In school you have done the physics lab, chemistry lab. Here also in college you will be exposed to similar kind of lab, physics, chemistry, and electrical, electronics. Lot of labs probably you will gone through. But in this workshop, this is not like other conventional labs. Here basically you have to create something from the drawing, from the raw material. You have to create something. In all of these workshop, in all of these shops, you have to create something from the drawing. So certain drawing will be given, and according to those dimensions you have to create a wooden pattern. You have to create a metal piece according to certain dimensions, according to certain shape that will be there in the drawing. Okay, so in welding also you have to make a particular frame according to the requirement. So all these cases you will get an get a it is really a thrilling experience working with in this workshop. But finally, what I am telling you, that what you have to remember at the end uh, of this slide, what I mean to say, the final outcome, what we are expecting from you, based on that we are going to grade you, is that you will be able to answer the questions like what are the different sequential processes that is to be maintained to make this job in a particular shop. What are the different cutting tools you have used to make that job? Or if it is a job in a machine shop, then what are the different parts of the machine, or what are the specification of that machine, or what are the different machining operations can be done on that machine? What are the material of the cutting tool? What is the material of the job? Okay, in case of molding, what is the mold material? What is the temperature of the molten metal? Okay, what are the common defects that occur? Similarly, in welding also, what are the different welding equipments are required? What is the temperature? What kind of precautions are to be taken? What are the different components? What is arc? What are the different kinds of welding? So these are the only basic questions that we ask in the Viva. That means we are not expecting much that you can do a very fine job. Definitely there are some points on that also. It will be given in your group, since most of the work is to be done in a group. So on the quality of the job some marks will be given, but remember, major marking will be done on how safely you are working, whether you are aware of all the safety rules that you are following or not, how you are behaving in the workshop, whether you can answer these questions, that what are the different processes to be followed to make a job, what are the different names of the tools that you are using. I mean to say specifically the technical name of these tools. Okay, so these are the basic things we are expecting from you. That's all, nothing more than that. And definitely you have to submit if certain assignments, definitely some assignments will be given to you. You have to solve those assignment questions and you have to send back it to your teachers. So that will also be graded. Okay, so this is our expectation, and based on that we are going to grade you. Now coming to the different shops that you are going to work in this particular course, you can see the first one is the pattern making. Pattern making means you will be given a drawing, and according to that drawing you have to make a according to that drawing, according to the size and shape of the drawing, you have to make a wooden job. So that is what is we are calling as pattern. Okay, so there are certain objective of making that pattern. Okay, so but in a carpentry shop, what we are doing, that with the help of different carpentry tools, we will give shape to a particular wooden piece according to the drawing. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in a pattern making. But why we are making a pattern? Suppose we are making a pattern of a particular shape, maybe of this kind of a shape that we are making, which is made of wood. Okay, now that particular shape, when it was prepared in the carpentry shop, that is used to create an impression in the sand. This sand is not only the sand, only the silica sand. Along with the silica sand, some clay, some moisture, some binding materials are also added, and then some kind of a sand is produced, and in that sand, which is called the green sand, so in green sand, if we just press this pattern, then what will happen? In a simple way, you just think in that way. If you just press a pattern in a sand, then what will happen? It will create an impression. It will simply create an impression into that sand. Let us consider this is the sand, and in that sand, if you press that pattern and remove that pattern, it will create this impression. So this particular impression, creating this impression with the help of this wooden pattern, is what is called the molding. So definitely the molding, to prepare that molding, what you have to do? You have to work with clay, sand. You have to mix in your hand. Okay, that your hands will become dirty, but that is what is the job to be done in molding. Okay, so what is the main objective in the molding? To create an impression of the similar size and shape of the wooden pattern. Then what with it? Then we will do the final thing, which is called the casting, where we put the molten metal into that cavity. So in that cavity we will put the molten metal. Then if we pour the molten metal in this cavity, and if we allow some time, then what will happen? After solidification, the metal will take exactly the same shape of the pattern. So that is what is the objective, that we have created the pattern with a soft material first, and then we have created some impression or cavity, and then with the help of molten metal we finally created that solid molten metallic shape. So this is what is casting. But truly speaking, the casting is considering all these. If we tell you what are the different steps of casting, remember that pattern, it will start with pattern and finally end with the solidification. Okay, so in carpentry shop we make the pattern which is made of wood. In molding and casting, this is done in the foundry shop. Okay, then we'll see the welding. It is required to make the frames and other brackets and everything. You know that different metal parts are required to be joined, right? Suppose we want to join this part with this part and want to create this bracket, so we have to make a permanent joint between these two. Or to make a large frame, maybe the small parts are to be joined permanently. So for making this kind of permanent joint, we use this welding process, and it's a very common in construction sites. You'll find that a lot of welding works are going on, or in industry also this is very common for the fabrication purpose. And here you can see the arc welding process, and already I have mentioned that the temperature is very high, more than 5000 degrees centigrade. That means at such a high temperature UV rays are coming, and UV rays are very harmful for our eyes specifically, so we have to take care of our eyes. So eye shield, you can see, eye shield we have to use when we are doing this kind of arc welding. Okay, and never will look at the arc welding when some other friends are doing, then definitely we will not stare at that, we'll just uh, not be there, because these UV rays are very harmful. If someone directly look at this welding region, his or her eyes may be damaged. So certain safety rules are to be required. So welding is also a very important process. Then machining means where you can give shape of a metal with the help of different machine tools like lathe. Okay, here you can see turning operation has been shown. Here you can see the cutting tool, this portion is basically the cutting tool, and with the help of this cutting tool, this is what is the job is rotating. If there is any cylindrical symmetry in the job, then we use this lathe machine. Excuse me. So in lathe we can do certain, in the first slide you have seen like shaper or a milling machine, drilling you have seen, maybe to create the holes, those are used. So with the help of different kinds of machine, we can give metals different kinds of shape. Okay, so you also have to think of that to get this shape, which particular machine tool is suitable. Okay, so machining is a very important process. Now you see fitting is another one. Fitting, maybe the two different 2 or 3 more parts are required to be assembled, and finally something will be created. So this kind of job are done in the fitting shop, or fitting shop maybe many sheet metal works also can be done. Okay, different shapes can be created with the help of simply chisel, and certain machines are also used for the fitting operations. Otherwise fitting operations with the manual effort is really very laborious, very powerful job, but with the help of machines might be simpler. There are a lot of fitting machines are also there. Now electrical and electronics, in electrical and electronics, there in a electrical you will be given a job of making household electrical wiring, how that is done. You will see that in electronics, how to make a full wave rectification, that means how we can convert AC to DC power, that we are going to see in the electronics. Okay, now coming to the safety rules. Since you have seen that lot of dangers are involved in all of the work, so it is very important to know very well about the safety rules. And remember, on safety there is marks. You will be asked about the safety rules, and if you can't answer, that means you are not aware of those safety rules. Okay, so this is very important. This is the first thing that you have to remember. In every shop there are specific safety rules, but in general I am telling you something. Here you can see that always keep the workshop clean. This is the most important safety rule, that most of the accidents in the industry also takes place because the workshop floor, if that is not clean. So that is why it is very important to clean the workshop all the time. If you find that here and there different things are placed which are not should not be there, then you inform the cleaner to clean all those things. Now keep the tools and other equipment in the proper place after your work. That is very important. We generally observe in the workshop that whether students are doing this thing or not. So after your work you do it in a proper place. It is not only because that these things can be misplaced, but also if you just place them here and there, then that can also create some accident to others. Okay, because the different, we are working with different machines, high temperature work, sharp tools. So it is very important that you have to be very very disciplined. Otherwise there is a chance of uh, large accident. Okay, now use of PPE means personal protective equipments that you have to use according to your shop, or according to the machine, or according to your job. You see that proper protective clothes to be used. uh, Generally in industry, people are wearing the safety dresses, like apron or something. Maybe in the workshop, in the college workshop, only for the welding we provide the apron, but for other shops we are not going to provide anything. But you have to remember that regarding cloth, we always instruct students to come with uh, tight dresses. Do not come with the loose kind of a dresses, because when you are working in the machines or in vices, wherever, you have to bend. And when you are bending, then there is a chance that if your dress is very loose, then that will be, that loose part will not be in your control and may go into the machine. Okay, or it can catches fire, or it can um, it can also affected by the sharp tools. So it is recommended that always come with the tight clothes. Okay, then eye shield is very very important, specifically when we are working with the high temperature. Then eye shields are required, because infrared, UV rays, these may come. Okay, um, generally we provide eye shield in our college to those who are working with the welding, but generally we do not provide it during casting, because only for few minutes you are exposed to that. But in industry, when people are doing in the working in the foundry shop for a very very long time, and they should use in foundry shop also this eye shield. Gloves, gloves are required to be used when you are working in um, welding. Okay, so gloves can protect you from the very high temperature contact, or it can protect you from if the it can also protect you from the electric shock. Helmets are also very important when in a workshop or a machine shop, if overhead things are there, overhead crane or overhead pulleys are there. In that case helmets are required, but in our workshops this kind of situations is not there. So helmet is, we are not going to use helmets in our workshops. But in welding actually we have the some protective shields are attached with the helmet sometimes. Okay, in that case that helmet one can use, or some protective shields which can be hold in the hand, those are also possible. And sometimes the eye shields are there in the form of goggles also. Okay, so there are different kinds of shields, those are available and people can use. Protective shoe is a very very important one, because in machine shops that if it was not cleaned, the floor was not cleaned properly, then the chips, those can easily damage your rubber soles. Okay, so in industry people used specially designed sole, and the protective shoes are there. But what we recommend our students in our workshops, that they must come with the covered shoe all the time. Do not come with chappals or simple uncovered shoes. So without covered shoes we do not allow anyone in the workshop, in any of the workshops, whether it is a machine shop or it is a carpentry shop. Okay, now face shield is important sometimes, if you are working with the carpentry shop even, in that case also face shields are sometime important, because otherwise sawdust may come to your face, maybe eyes. Okay, masks are also required if there is chances of the gases, or if you are working with the dusts like in a molding shop, then people can use the masks also. So these are related to some PPEs. Those will be again told to you in individual shops, how you have to use those things. Now if you are not sure of, this is a very important one, if you are not sure of use of some tool, take help from experts or teachers. This is very important. So without knowing the use of any tool, or without knowing how to use a particular machine tool, then you must call your teacher. Okay, so otherwise you may create lot of problem, because as you know that there is a chance of accident all the time if you are not very much focused. So if you don't know anything, if you have any doubt, there is no harm to consult with your teachers. Okay, for that you will not be deducted, any marks will be deducted. Now focus on your job all the time when you are working. This is very very important, and if you are stressed out, then take rest. As simple as that. Because if you are not focused completely in your work, accident can happen. Remember, lot of chances of accidents happen because the people are not always focused continuous for a very long time. So there is no scope for discussion among the friends, there is no scope for joking in the workshop class, there is no scope for looking into the mobiles during the job. Okay, so you have to be very very focused in your job all the time, and if you are stressed out, you just take rest, just get out of the job. Okay, so this is very very important. Now even after taking all these safety rules, still there are chances of accidents. Okay, so in that case you have to be aware of the position of the wash basin. Where is the wash basin, that you have to know. Where is the source of water, because once eye can be affected and you need water, or someone is not feeling well, you need water. So where is the wash basin, that you have to know. Then where is the first aid facility, you have to know the position of the first aid facility. You have to know where is the extinguisher and the main switch. So these are very very important. So these are overall the basic safety rules that you have to follow. Then regarding the marks, here you can see one of the marks, one of the rubrics according the marks has been given in the last year one of the student, and here you can see the attendance is very very important, and based on that one portion is there on attendance. And here you can see the different experiments that has been done, and the marks has been given into three major category. One is lab work, lab report, and lab viva. Now lab work again divided into three category. Assessment means that one job will be given in a group. So depending upon the quality of the job, you will be marked on 4. So all the marks are given on 4. Okay, so you will be graded on 4. Then the behavior, that is very very important, that how you are behaving, whether you are following all the safety rules or not. Okay, so this is very very important. Then teamwork, that is also very important. When you are working in a team, then you have to remember that there should be a very good connection among all of you. It is not good that one person is doing everything and others are not doing, or this is also not true, this is also not good that one person is not doing anything and other 2 or 3 are doing everything. So everyone has to be involved, So accordingly you will be graded in a team. So that is very, very important. So these are the things that we see in the lab. Okay, it's very difficult for you whether if you don't get chance to in this semester because of this COVID situation, then I don't know whether you will be marked in this section or not. So you have to think on it, how can we get marks in this section. It's very difficult. Here you can see in the last semester, because of the lockdown started, this portion we could not mark, only we have marked for last 2 experiments in this section only. Lab report means some lab assignment will be given to you and you have to answer those questions and you have to submit according to the instruction of the teacher. Lab viva, in the interactive sessions you will be asked questions and you will be graded. Remember, in all the interactive sessions you will be graded. Okay, depending upon your performance in the interactive sessions you are going to be graded. So the technique that we are going to follow is that we'll give you the lecture video where we teachers are going to explain you a particular shop along with the pictures and videos. We'll try to give you a feel that how that particular job is to be done. We'll try to explain each and every process. We'll tell you the different equipments, different parts, different name of the cutting tools, everything we'll try to explain you. But even after going through that video, remember, whenever you get any doubt, you just note down in the copy, and then suppose you got 10 doubts in a particular video which one teacher has uploaded, and then what you do, out of those 10 you just search each and every one in the internet, and I'm sure that you will get at least 50% answer from the internet, and remaining 50% question you keep and ask in the interactive sessions to the teachers. Okay, so that will actually give teacher a feeling also that you are really trying to learn this particular subject in your own interest. Okay, and teacher will also ask you, and in this way teacher in every class will grade on each and every shop in this format. Okay, you have to submit assignment, based on that there will be marks. You are attending the interactive session, based on that you will get marks. You are asking question, or you will either teacher is asking question to you or you are asking question to the teacher. In both way you are going to get marks. So how much you are interacting with the teachers related to that subject is very, very important, and teacher is going to mark based on that. Okay, so best of luck from my side, and let us see from both way that whether we can satisfy you or not, because this is again from our side also, for the first time we are trying to give you a feel of this particular lab in an online mode, but we do not know that how much we'll be able to satisfy you. But if you take it very seriously, and if you ask many questions in the interactive sessions to the teachers, then we will understand that you are actually learning. Okay, thank you, best of luck.